machine design. So first of all, what is machine design? Machine design is conversion of your imagination, your idea which comes in your mind into final machine or in finally mechanical equipments by using some scientific principles, some mathematical formulas. So this is about machine design. So how it is work? Machine design is a design where you can change the existing one or you can produce the new machines. Now what are the basic steps which are required in machine design and what are the design software? So first of all we will discuss about design software, then we will switch over to your basic steps which are required in machine design. So there are the several softwares are available in market and which are used in machine design or designing any type of your products. So first is your Creo, second is one is your Fusion 360, next is your SolidWorks and AutoCAD and CATIA. So these are the basic design softwares which are used in present scenario. Now what are the basic design steps required to before doing any type of production of the product? So there are the several steps. First of all before doing any type of designing we need problem. So first of all we have to define problem. What is problem? Problem is that what you have and what you want. So difference between these two terms is basically known as problem. So first of all we have to define the problem. Second one is we have to do the research work. Research is very important before doing any type of new work. So background research is required. Next is what are the specific purpose of that component, that equipment, that machine. So you have to specify that requirement. So you have to specify first of all specific requirements. Then we will do the brainstorming theorem. So what is the brainstorm? Brainstorm is the group discussion of where number of members are present and they will give the solution. They will give the several solution and we have to find out the best solution from them. So next we will choose the best solution from number of solution. Then we will produce the prototype from solution and then we will check whether it is suitable to or it is required or it is suitable to our requirement or not. If not, then we will repeat the process. If it is okay, then we will go further. So next we will finally we will communicate the results. So this is the flow diagram. So you can see here this is the flow diagram where we will start from your customer needs to final product. If there is any problem will come, so there is a feedback system is also available. So these are the steps which we have already discussed. We will explain in the flow diagram. Next is what is the GTU teaching scheme. So machine design is basically having the subject code of 2171909. So what is 2? This is indicate for the new syllabus. 1 is for the old. 7 is for your semester, 19 for indicates for the mechanical engineering and 09 for your subject. So this is the total, it is consist of the total credit of 5 and total marks of 150. Next, what is the GTU syllabus? So there are basically 6 chapters in your GTU syllabus. First is your design of gears, second is design of gearbox, third one is your journal bearings which comes under your sliding contact bearing. Next is your rolling contact bearing and next is your IC engine component which is indicates for the internal combustion engine components and last is your design of cranes. So these are the basically 6 chapters in your syllabus. So now I will discuss one by one in brief. So what is gear? Gear is basically used to transfer the transmission the power. It is also used to change the direction of motion. So first is your spur gear. So what is spur gear? Spur gear is a gear you can see in this diagram. Both the shaft axis on which gears are mounted are parallel to each other, or you can see here clearly teeth of each gears are parallel to your shaft axis. So this type of gear is known as your spur gear. So what are the application of this type of gear? So this type of gear is basically used in washing machine, and washing machine is present in every household. So this is the basic application of this type of gear, or you can say that spur gear. Next is your rack and pinion gear. What is rack and pinion gear? So you can see in this diagram. So this gear is basically used to convert translatory motion of rack. You can see here, this is your translatory motion of your rack converted into your rotary motion of your pinion. Okay, you can see here, right? So this is the basic function, or you can convert translatory to rotary or rotary to translatory, vice and versa. So this is the basic function. So now what are the application of this type of gear? So this type of gear is basically used in spindle of your lathe machine. Next is your helical bevel gear. So what is helical gear? And it is combined with your bevel gear. So helical gear is gear, you can see here in this diagram, this is your shaft, this is your shaft axis of one gear, and here and shaft axis of this gear. So teeth are, you can see here, these teeth are not parallel to your shaft axis. Okay, these are inclined at some angle with your shaft axis. So this type of gears are known as helical gear, right? What is the bevel gear? So you can see here in this diagram, shaft axis of this gear and shaft axis of another gear are at some angle. These are at some angle. So these type of gear are known as bevel gear. So bevel gear is a gear where shaft axis are not parallel but at some angle with each other. So this type of gear is known as bevel gear. Now what are the application of bevel gear? So bevel gear is generally used in printing machines. So this is the best application of your bevel gear. Next is your worm gear. So what is the need of worm gear? Worm gear is generally used for high transmission ratio, or we can convert the, or we can transmit the, or we can increase the transmission ratio of your system. So that's why we need the worm gear. And one of the most important function of the worm gear, it not produce any type of noise. So this is the main function of your worm gear. Or you can see here, worm gear are gear which one pinion or gear is rotating and another one having the translating system, right? So second one is your having the screw threads and another one is rotating like gear. So you can see here, shaft axis of both the gears are not parallel, not intersecting. So worm gears basically comes under when shaft axis is not parallel, not intersecting. So this is the main function of, this is your worm gear. So where it is used? So we know in material handling system we have to pick the large load and drop out the large load. So in generally worm gears are used where huge amount of power transmission is required. So in material handling equipment generally this type of gear is used. Next is your journal bearing. What is journal bearing? So it comes under your sliding contact bearing. So basically whatever amount of part of shaft is inside of your bearing, you can see here this outer portion which is indicated by yellow line is showing your bearing, so which are generally used for the supporting action. Okay, so whatever amount of part of your shaft is inside of your bearing is generally known as your journal bearing. So that's why it is known as journal bearing, and we have to design in your syllabus there is a design of journal bearing. So basically we will supply some lubricant to reduce the friction, or you can say that to loss of your friction power which is lost due to the generation of heat in due to the friction. So this lubricant is used for that. Next is your rolling contact bearing. So rolling contact bearing generally have the point contact, it's not having the line contact. Whereas in sliding contact bearing, which is having your line contact, and rolling contact bearings are having your point contact, and sliding contact bearings are having your surface contact. So in rolling contact bearing, you can see here in your figure, this is your outer race and this is your inner race. In between these two rays, we have provide some rollers or walls between these races, so that's why it is known as rolling contact bearing, and these type of bearing are used to take the heavy loads. Next is your internal combustion engine. So you have to design in your syllabus, there is a design of each and every component of your IC engine, or you can say that internal combustion engine. So it is consist of basically cylinder, piston, next connecting rod, and that rounded portion is your crankshaft. So this is consist of basically 4 components. So we have to design each and every component. Now what are the application of your IC engine? So this is used from car to spacecraft. So this is having the various or a vast range of your applications. Now there is last chapter is your design of cranes. So cranes are basically used to pick or drop your load. So these are used in material handling system. So we have to design in your syllabus design of wire ropes, design of drum, design of crane. So it comes under your material handling system. Now what are the application of your machine design? So we have seen gears, bearings, material handling system. So these all are having application in various areas. So in automobile sector it is used, in medical, next in material handling equipments. Now what are the scope of MD, machine design? So there are the scope in various sectors. So first is in automobile sector, next is your ISRO DRDO which comes under your National Defense Services. Next is your government development and PSUs, public sector unit, NTPC, BL, ONGC, etc. Transport and communication in material handling system, okay, private sector unit, in research and development, in agriculture, irrigation, and in education and training. So these are the scopes of your machine design. Thank you.